the South Bronx, the borough that gave birth to hip-hop.
There's a militarized police department that is ready to attack the people. Young people have taken the streets, they've shut down the highway.
There's an understanding that when the planet wins, the people win too.
Don't stop. You don't stop. You don't stop. Amor, justicia, hip hop, revoluciones.
Peace, this is G1 for And You Don't Stop, Telesud English. We're in Chicago, Illinois. I'm standing in front of the headquarters of the Chicago Police Department, a site of many a protest ever since the murder of Laquan McDonald at the hands of Chicago police. Today, both Chicago and the nation, specifically Baton Rouge, Louisiana, mourns the loss of yet another black life at the hands of police. 37-year-old Alton Sterling was killed by Baton Rouge police officers a day after this nation celebrated its Independence Day and supposed freedoms. Mr. Sterling was standing outside of a convenience store selling CDs when police approached him, tackled him to the ground, and proceeded to take his life.
After they shot him and got off, his hand was on the side of him. There was no gun in his hand.
Police initially accused Mr. Sterling of having a gun, yet a few hours later, a video with the second angle of the incident was released, showing police pulling the gun out of Mr. Sterling's pocket after they had shot him dead. In a state with open carry laws, one has to wonder what crime Mr. Sterling was really committing. In an era of mass unemployment, in particular for the black community, Mr. Sterling was shot and killed participating in the underground economy by selling CDs, much like Eric Garner in New York selling loose cigarettes, or others who have lost their life merely for trying to make a living. Mr. Sterling's family, including the mother of his son and his 15-year-old son, held a press conference to address the incident.
As this video has been shared across the world, you will see with your own eyes how he was handled unjustly and killed without regard for the lives that he helped raise.
As has been the case with other police-involved shootings across the nation, the governor of Louisiana called for calm more so than asking for justice.
Good morning. I want to start by joining our community leaders, elected officials, and everyone here in Louisiana with respect to this tragedy. And I want to urge people to be calm, to ensure that we remain calm and peaceful in order to make sure that we remain peaceful and calm. And we will continue to press for calm and for patience. I know that there are protests going on, and I'm urging everyone to remain peaceful.
Protests have erupted in Baton Rouge, reminiscent of the early days of the Ferguson uprising. Over 150 black people and almost 600 people have been killed by police in the United States only in the first half of 2016. This year has also seen the acquittals of police officers accused of murder, including in the cases of Freddie Gray in Baltimore, Jamar Clark in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Nakai Gurley in Brooklyn, New York. The cycle seems to continue. Police kill a black person, people are enraged, displaying their anger through protests, activism online, officers often not getting indicted, and when they do, getting found not guilty of any wrongdoing. The Obama administration has been slow to respond. The morning after the killing of Alton Sterling, Obama held a press conference where he did not once mention the name of Mr. Sterling, yet proceeded to tell the world of how more U.S. troops will stay in Afghanistan.
I'm announcing an additional adjustment to our posture. Instead of going down to 5,500 troops by the end of this year, the United States will maintain approximately 8,400 troops in Afghanistan into next year through the end of my administration.
In light of the recent racial tension that has come bubbling to the forefront in the context of the bigoted and racist presidential campaign being waged by Donald Trump, we must ask ourselves, where does this lead? In spite of the recent wave of protests demanding that Black Lives Matter, we have not seen justice. What we have seen is an increase in the power of the police state. In 2015, Obama signed the Blue Alert law after the killing of 2 police officers in New York City.
What this legislation is going to do is to initiate a blue alert system so that when we know there's an active threat against law enforcement, that the alerts are going out at a comprehensive, expeditious way. That prevents the possibility that other officers may be caught by surprise, and it ensures that appropriate steps can be taken as quickly as possible.
And just recently in Louisiana, Governor John Bel Edwards signed the Blue Lives Matter law, equating crimes against police in the same category of racial hate crimes.
I felt it was necessary that we put something in place in Louisiana to protect those that are protecting us. You read every day where there's a lot of terrorizing going on. There's a small group of people that have a concerted effort to really terrorize our officers and do the things to kind of disrupt them in their day-to-day activities.
News tonight is breaking news from Dallas. Gunfire erupted during a protest late tonight against the police shootings in Louisiana and Minnesota. 1 police officer was reported down.
Basically, Black America is getting killed, and all the hoopla of protests and hashtag activism is being used by mass media and government to create a counter-narrative where the people are the enemy and the police are the victims. The reality is that nothing has really changed from the times of slavery to Jim Crow to the current era of Black mass incarceration. Today's modern police have their roots in the slave patrols of the 1700s and 1800s. Their roots also include laws like in Virginia, where any land-owning white man had the right and the duty to apprehend any Black person walking around without the slave master. Sometimes we need to look back in history and realize that unfortunately, not much has changed. The great Malcolm X said it best.
The police the same way. They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? What kind of freedom is that?
Recent incidents in the United States where police have had to deal with armed suspects that were white have resulted in at most the use of tasers, but never leading to death, as is the case with Black America. Some have called for soft reforms to combat the recent waves of police killings, proposing reforms like body cameras and things of that nature. Others have proposed a more radical approach to defund, demilitarize, and disarm the police, abolishing it as we know it. The way forward remains to be seen, but what can't be denied is the outrage of the people who are fed up and can't take it any longer. Continuous killings of Black, brown, and poor people here in the United States with no one held accountable. At some point, blowback will be a reality. In front of the Chicago Police Headquarters, this is G1 for Anya Don't Stop.
Oh man, it happened again?
Yeah. You think they gonna get away with this shit?
It's crazy.
Not today.
I'm sick and tired of the news, an unarmed brother getting shot. White cops killing Black kids is gonna stop. We gon' tear down the city with National Guard on the block. White cops killing Black kids is gonna stop. Too many mothers grieving, burying their children in a box. White cops killing Black kids is gonna stop. I'ma empty out my clip and give them everything I got. White cops killing Black kids is gonna stop.
I'ma start wildin' from Ferguson to Staten Island. Squalor grip up my again, we meet in Pink House.